Hey everybody, Sparkums here. Going to show off version 1.1.2 of Spoiler Alert. That's my Bukkit Spigot plugin for Minecraft, which allows you to set expiration dates on the food items in the game so that if you eat it past a certain date, it can start causing some harm or maybe even kill you if you eat something that's old enough. Okay, so the major themes of this release are that you can use real dates. There used to be like a make-believe calendar system that I had for the game. That's still in there and you can use it if you like that. But if you like real dates, the plugin will in fact ship out using real dates, and that's controlled by this config setting here, spoil alert, use real dates. The benefit to not using the real dates is you get a little bit more fine-grained, like granular time control. So if you say something will expire in 2 days, that's really like 40 minutes in Minecraft. But so the lowest I go is like increments of a day. So if you use real days, that's something like 72 actual Minecraft days. But a lot of people sounded like they wanted real dates, so I'm shipping that out with real dates as default. Okay, so the other major theme was continuous translation, like real-time language translation. There's a couple recipes in the game, like salt and caramel apples and salted beef and things like that. And you used to be able to set that recipe name with just one particular word. So if you had a server with like different people speaking different languages, the people that didn't speak the same language as the way you had it configured were kind of out of luck. But now you can configure those per locale. So the salted beef, for example, has a section for German and for French, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And then you can actually add new ones. You don't need to wait for a language pack. And that's true of the messaging as well now too. So all the messaging is also, if you scroll to the bottom, you can see the messages all have. I didn't have to put these in here for German. These are in fact the defaults for German, but I wanted to give you guys an example of how you'd add new languages for the different messaging. The messaging in the app right now does support those languages that I listed earlier, German, French, Spanish, and Vietnamese, but maybe you don't like the Vietnamese translation. In some cases you can just add a line to that message for VI, or maybe it's a language that I don't support at all. You can add it there. And fallback means what to show if somebody doesn't have any of the languages configured default in the plugin, or any of the ones that I've set up here in the config file. Well, fallback will mean what should we show them. You can see here, like if you were maybe you connected with Afrikaans or something, you would see instead of the word danger level, you'd see this little like toxic radiation symbol or something. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the features. First of all, when you open your inventory, if you have an item already and it's not expired yet, maybe this is the first time you put on the plugin, anything in your inventory won't be expired yet. I could have hacked a way to do that, but I didn't really like the way right now the server just doesn't listen for when people open their bag. But when you click on that item, we'll get an expiration date. Apples have an expiration date of 7 days, so for me it's the 19th here, and so 7 days from now would in fact be the 26th. Okay, so next I do want to point out, if you open an inventory, it will automatically give everything in that inventory that's perishable an expiration date at that moment. So these didn't have an expiration date, but the moment I opened it, it went through the whole inventory and set the expiration date on things that were expirable. So in here you can see I have the configuration for a candy apple and then also some salt, and let me give myself some beef, and I'll show you some of those recipes and how the continuous translation works. So here we have an apple and we surround it by with sugar, and you can see we get a candy apple written in English, and the shelf life has been extended a bit. Also, if we take some water and coal and sand, we can pour it through, imagine, and you get some coarse salt out. And I just do want to point out that you can change these recipes. If you want somebody to get more than 4 coarse salt there, you can go into the config file and change the amount of value for coarse salt and give them more or less or whatever you want. Change the recipe altogether if you want. Okay, so I could show you the raw beef, but I think I can demonstrate it enough with coarse salt and candy apple. So you can imagine somebody might have this stuff in a chest in English, and then another player comes by and they're going to be speaking maybe German, and that might take a little bit to switch over, so I'll show you some other things while we wait. You can see here the recipe for coarse salt, the different things requiring coarse salt in the different positions. This is an inventory here. We'll scroll up to the coarse salt recipe, and you can see what there's candy apple, and then here's coarse salt. So you can see the recipe for coarse salt is a bucket of water, coal, and sand. And you can move those around, you can change the amount like I was saying. Okay, so the language is switched. Let's go back to the game. Oh, you know, I clicked it again. Oh, that's tragic. They're going to make us wait again. Okay, so I guess take a look up here and I can show some other people. You can change those dates around, so if you're using real dates, it might seem kind of crazy to allow somebody to keep a mushroom for 10 full real life days. So you can move these things around. Potatoes, 21 days. You know, you might want your... Part of this is to inspire your players to be on more often, so something like lower values if real dates might be nice. Okay, so here we are. We're in the game in German. You can see the apple still says expiration date in English because I don't translate things that are in people's bags. The person was probably speaking German, and this wouldn't be the case. So, but if they do click on it, and it will get changed at that moment. But the real use case here is people opening other chests where people speaking other languages have dropped it, and you can see it will get translated immediately. Caramel Apfel, Verfallsdatum, and the date is also in the German format. Salt is translated to großen Salz. And so that's about it. I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know in the comments and by downloading it a bunch of times, hopefully. Thanks, and have a good one.